Hello and welcome to the Week 8 edition of the Spreads of the Week, where we run you through every NFL spread and give our opinion on which way the line will fall. Mike, hard to believe we're at Week 8 already.
Yeah, it's rattled by early this season, Thomas. We're doing fairly well on the spreads in what's been quite a topsy-turvy NFL season so far. I think there's been quite a lot of shocks and more parity than ever really in the NFL this year. You look at the Bills being 4-3 before the start of last night's game. Just sort of no one would have called that at the beginning of the season. So it's kept us interested, doesn't it?
Yeah, no, it's definitely no clear front runner. The more we get through the season, certainly a lot of people thought the Niners would be there, but they're on a bit of a downturn at the moment. And yeah, good to see you still picking it over 50%. So last week, just 6 for you, 6 from 13, but still over 50 for the season. Only a mere 5 for me though last week, dear. And I'm on 45%, which is probably an all-time low for me, I'm afraid. But yeah, got to admit the mistakes.
Yeah, well, I think you'll regress to the mean or progress to the mean in your case. I think things will have to start turning around at some point. You had a string of bad luck. And we will probably, as always, Tom, will probably finish at 49%, both of us, just to be aggravatingly short of that golden mark, which is 50% of the year.
Yeah, well, I have to say, it didn't start too well for me last night. I took the Buffalo Bills to cover -9.5. I thought it might be a blowout on a Thursday night where you never know what will happen, but no, a cover there for the Bucks and you getting your first cover of this week already.
Yeah, no, I was happy with that. Very lucky, very streaky for me there. And for anyone that backed the Buccaneers, anyone that watched the game saw a very fortuitous touchdown going in the fourth quarter. And I was thinking to myself, watching that game unfold, anybody that had backed the Bills to cover there would have been extremely frustrated with the Bills play calling in the back. They were basically just willing to run the ball 3 times and punt with a 14-point lead for like the entirety of the third quarter. So fourth quarter, sorry. So yeah, you got shafted there a little bit, Thomas.
Yeah, I did the backdoor cover for you, but oh, well, that's Thursday night football. You never know.
No.
Yeah, should we move on to the rest of the Week 8 games then? Some very tight lines, some big lines. Ooh, first of all, the Carolina. Goodness.
Yeah, and I'm wondering, why is this one coming up first? Are the Chiefs not playing in Germany?
No, that's next week.
Oh, is that
Actually,
next week?
yeah.
Okay.
This
Okay.
is, yeah, this will be the first one.
Okay.
I take the
Um,
honors on.
yeah, sure. Why not? Fill your boots. It feels like you've got a take on this one, so I'll let you have at it.
Yeah, I think so. I think this is a handy Texans cover here. Not sure this one's big enough for me. I think the Texans have got enough in the passing game to bother the Panthers, and that defense is playing pretty well under DeMeco Ryans. And if we have a look at the 2 rookie QBs there, it's chalk and cheese. So really, I'd feel annoyed if I bat Carolina here because I just can't. So I'll take the Texans to cover 3.5 here on the road.
On the road. Um, I I'm going to agree with you. Yeah, I think the Texans are a better football team, and the Carolina Panthers have just not really looked like winning a game, and they don't really. That Houston defense is quite plucky under DeMeco Ryans, and yeah, the Panthers don't really have the weapons to expose them. So I'm gonna say the Texans too by a touchdown on the road.
On the road, yeah, I like that.
Cool. Um, so
Oh, dear.
a terrible game.
Oh,
Goodness.
dear.
Jets at Giants. The New Jersey Jets versus the New Jersey Giants here.
In the
My
swamp.
my goodness, yeah. East Rutherford, New Jersey. Goodness. What to say about this one? The Jets come in as a stinking 3-point favorite,
Mm,
despite their generally dismal form to start the year. Although they did obviously beat the Philadelphia Eagles last time out,
yeah.
which will give them some confidence. But the Giants got a morale boosting win against the Buffalo Bills. So
Against the Commanders, they
sorry,
should have beaten the Bills.
thank you. Yes,
Yeah.
sorry, the Commanders. And I think Tyrod Taylor might still be in the lineup for this game, and I think he's playing quite well. Although
Yeah.
the Jets are a good defense, so we'll see. But I'm just going to take the Giants here in a game I could not care less about, to be honest.
Yeah, not much else to say. I will take the Jets coming off the bye, a bit fresher. Really don't trust New York offensively to hold up against the Jets front. So I think it's the Jets. Although, yeah, won't be staking any invested interest on this.
It's Tommy and the Jets, as it were. Right.
Maybe for the first time this year.
Rams at
Oof.
Cowboys, another one that I
Yeah.
don't think. Well, I guess a lot of neutrals like the Cowboys and the Rams, don't they? So I guess it is one for the neutral. What do you reckon, Tom?
Uh, a Dallas Cowboys cover. I don't feel too happy about it, but it's in Arlington. And yeah, I still haven't been that impressed with the Rams, even though they've got cut back. They still seem to be in these close games and have the propensity to turn the ball over. It doesn't fill me with much confidence, but I will go Dallas just because it's under the touchdown there. It's quite a nice looking line. So go on, I'll just take Dallas to bounce back, if as it were.
Yeah. Next, the week following this is Dallas week for the Philadelphia Eagles. I just feel like it's just inevitable the Cowboys will go into that game off a win and set up a
Yeah.
real sort of heavyweight encounter. So I'm going to agree with you. I think they win by a touchdown. If that line was at 7.5, I'd be almost looking to take the Rams, I think. But just as you say, as it crept under 7 point line there, I think
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Dallas too. But again, I could easily see there is a formula where the Rams come in, run it down the Cowboys' throats, and hit them on play action with Stafford's big arm. That is definitely a formula that
Yeah.
could work for them. So yeah, tough one.
Down to their practice squad running backs, I think the Rams, though, from what I
Yeah, yeah,
last week. They
yeah.
did
Well,
open 100% against the spread, but they've dropped their last two against the spread from what I'm seeing. So
yeah,
yeah.
that offense. Interesting you say that. That offense. I was thinking this last week. The Rams' offense has never looked the same since Todd Gurley finished up his career. That was when it was really clicking. When they had Gurley and Goff in there, that's when it was really moving. So they've never really replaced that, which I just think is interesting.
Yeah.
Uh, okay, Eagles at Commanders. Well, this is worked out perfectly. I get to pick the Eagles.
Good.
This is really straightforward. I'm going to take the Commanders. As you saw earlier in the season, this one went to overtime. The Eagles have a propensity to get caught in really tight games with the Commanders. The Commanders seem to match up well. They've got good perimeter weapons that kind of exposes some of our weakness in the secondary. Although Kevin Byard being drafted in by Howie Roseman on a trade, I think it's probably too soon for him to play in this game. So I would still give the edge to the Commanders' offense against our defense, and yeah, they'll make it a close game.
Yeah, I got burned on this one earlier in the year. I was very high on the Commanders covering. In the end, the Eagles covered that spread annoyingly with the overtime win. So I will back the Eagles here. Eagles 4-2 against the spread this year. Not bad. So go on. I'll just take the Eagles to do the Commanders. I think Sam Howell just makes a few gaffes as he's prone to do, and it's just too much for them here. They played him close last time, so I think this one's more of a blowout for me.
Interesting. Okay. New Orleans Saints. If the website will cooperate, heading into Indy with a coin toss game here. It's your turn to go first. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the against the spread numbers here, and the Saints are 1-5-1 against the spread this year. Second worst in the
That's
NFL.
fantastic.
Oh,
What I love the fact that they have a tie in there as well. It just makes it even better. Just a meager record for the sake.
I know I mean, they should be better. They've just been so underwhelming. I think the Colts had that really tough loss last week to the Browns that the NFL actually admitted they should have won. I think the Colts are angry in this, and they come out and play some really hard football and bury the Saints, and it all goes to turmoil there in New Orleans. So go on, give me the Colts.
Oh wow, you're getting fired up there, Tom. I was enjoying that. I was enjoying that. Um, I think the turmoil also does come here, Tom. I think the Colts are going to win. I had a look at the All 22 from last week of the New Orleans Saints offense, courtesy of the QB school, and there's a lot of problems there, a lot of miscommunication, a lot of discord in the locker room, a lot of people not really blocking. Carr throwing an interception and not even going over to make a tackle. He just ran into his own end zone. So
Yeah.
it's not something doesn't look right there. And I think Derek Carr actually might be the problem. I think his teammates might play harder for Jameis Winston than they would for Derek Carr. So give me the Colts.
Yeah. Yeah, it's odd spread actually there. I think that would be a
Yeah,
bit more.
I thought Minshew played very well against the league's number one defense last week in the Cleveland Browns. I'm not really sure why they'd make him a home dog in this one, but
No,
there you go. I don't know what about that Saints performance made you think they would come in and beat the Colts either. It's just an
no, no.
odd line, odd line.
It
But
is.
I guess it's where the money's going more than anything. There's probably not that many Colts fans nationwide.
Yeah.
Jaguares at Steelers. Um, oof. I backed against the Steelers last week and they got a surprise win. I think I even said on this podcast, I said the Steelers won't be a 4-2 football team. Well, here they sit at 4-2.
Yeah.
I'm going to double down. You can give me their against the spread numbers after this, but I don't want to know. I'm just going to double down on this and say the Jags cover here and beat the Steelers handily in Pittsburgh. The Steelers will not be a 5-2 football team. That it just can't happen. They're not good enough.
No, I agree. It doesn't sound right. Jags are 5-2 against the spread, top in the NFL, joint top. And they've really turned things around after that slow start. I think they looked extremely proficient in all areas last Thursday, and a good cover in that Thursday game. So I'm going to back them to cover again under a field goal cover. Feels like it might be a tight game. It usually is in Pittsburgh, but the Jags just have enough on the ground and in the defensive side to just nullify this anemic Pittsburgh offense. I think it's a handy Jags cover there for me.
Excellent use of anemic. This is a sneaky, interesting one. This
Ooh.
Patriots at Dolphins. Your honor, Tom.
Well, that's really tough.
Yeah, that is tough.
Yeah, I think the Dolphins had more of their come down to earth game last week. But I just don't see that happening again against the Pats on the road at Miami. I think it would be different if it was in Foxborough, but I think the Dolphins are going to cover this one, -9.5. I know the Pats look like they might be turning things around, but they're still a 2-5 football team. So I like the Dolphins, even without Waddle. They've shown this year they can just get it done, and I believe Achane is back.
Oh, is Achane back as well? Is Waddle going to play? That's what I was going to ask you because
No,
I don't know.
no.
I don't know if he's going to play because he left the Eagles game with a back injury, a bad back.
Oh dear.
So I don't know. I don't know if he'll be with those back injuries. It can sometimes be a couple of weeks before they play again. So I mean, it was noticeable against the Eagles, the with and without Waddle situation. You can bracket Tyreek Hill if Waddle is not in the game, and if you don't bracket Tyreek Hill, he rips you apart. It's basically what happens. So I think the Patriots are going to literally let the Dolphins walk it down into their red zone every single drive and then play defense in the red zone. That's what they did in Foxborough.
Yeah.
Foxborough, and I think they'll try and do it again here. And I think they're going to do it with a little bit more success
Hmm.
than they did the first time around. Patriots offense looks a little bit more cohesive last week. They did a lot of things. Noticeable uptick in the RPO game for them and screens. They threw a lot more screens and RPOs, which Mac Jones does that really well. He did that really well at Alabama. Spread the field, get it out of his hands. So if they can do some of that, and the Dolphins offense, Dolphins defense will give you those opportunities. They'll play soft and off with Vic Fangio, coordinator. So I think in a low scoring sort of slobber knocker of a game, the Patriots lose but cover this spread.
Yeah. Okay.
Watch it be 50-0 to the Dolphins now. Get an absolute obliteration of old man Bill. Falcons at Titans.
No. Homecoming for Arthur Smith. Whether he likes it or not is the headline there.
Yeah.
I think he will like this. I think the Falcons have been, I don't know, I seem to have backed them and it's paid off a few times for me this year. And I like this line. It's under a field goal. The Titans, you can't willingly back the Titans. I'm sure it will be a field goal game either way, but just for the nice looking line there, I like the Falcons. Hopefully Bijan Robinson's recovered from his bizarre migraine or whatever it was, which is very old last week. But yeah, that they need him to be fit, I think, to win this. But I'm going to go with the Falcons, just back the form.
Yeah, no, and I'm going to join you on that for the first time this season. I think I'm going to back the Falcons. I'm still not a fan of this football team, but I'm the Titans are in bailout mode here. They're drafting key assets and trading key assets away. Derrick Henry might not even be on the roster by the time this game comes around. So I think they know they're a losing team this season. So the Falcons just come in and edge it. They're going to want it slightly more.
Yeah.
35.5 on the total points there. Goodness.
Well, yeah.
That feels right. I wouldn't go near that.
No, not at all.
It's going to be a low scorer.
We 3-3 at the half.
Yeah, I would not be surprised. I will be texting you if that happens, Thomas. Okay, Vikings at the Pack.
I don't know about this one. This is an odd spread here.
Yeah. Packers don't look very good, though.
That's what I say. I thought this would be a higher. I thought the Vikings would, after their dismantling of the Niners.
I see.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. You think it should be more? Yeah. Well, look, absolutely. I'm going to make this one quick. Yeah, the Vikings for me on this spread. They played the first impressive performance. That was more impressive than any of their one-score wins last season. Fluky one-score wins. That was a real football team. That was a real performance all around from them. Dismantled the 49ers at times there. So I'm going to say they do the same to the Packers. The Packers look terrible. I don't think Jordan Love is the guy.
No, that sounds about right to me. I will agree. Not much to add there. I think Cam Akers is going to add something to the Vikings, and the Flores defense seems to be gelling a bit more as the season goes on. So I've been high on the Vikings, and I'll stick with that. I'll take them there. Probably have some moolah on that one.
Wow, Kirk Cousins is on pace for 4,800 yards this season. Looking at that, that is unbelievable. Goodness. Don't really know what to say about that. That's impressive. Cleveland at the Seahawks. Brady Quinn having a pop this week at Deshaun Watson. Did you happen to see that, Tom?
No, I didn't know, but I can't say I'm surprised. That's
he said Deshaun Watson's like a trust fund baby. Once you pay him once you pay him the trust fund, they've got no incentive to get a job and work hard, which is fair. Apparently, Brady Quinn alleging there's nothing wrong with him. He's spoken to medical professionals that work for the Browns, and there's nothing wrong with Deshaun Watson. He's just not.
Wow.
He's just not trying, basically.
Yeah.
The
Well, everyone in Cleveland really dislikes him. I will say that. I have not met someone who's on board with this, so kind of just echoing the sentiments there. The great Paul Brown will be in attendance at this game. He's done a road trip cross country to watch. So I'm going to take the Browns to cover 3.5. I just think it's slightly too many points there. The Seahawks haven't really shown a propensity to blow people out. I think the Browns are just too good a team. Offense, defense, special teams. They have enough with PJ Walker there to cover that spread. So I'll take the Browns 3.5.
I'm going to respectfully disagree with you. PJ Walker hasn't shown the ability to consistently move the football in any of his professional performances. Not being able to repeat his Temple Owls form there. And I just think this is a game. Eventually, the Browns are going to be 9-8 or 8-9. So this just feels like one of those close games that when you're a 9-8 or 8-9 team, you lose. To be honest, and I think the Seahawks are a better football team in almost every department apart from defense. They're the better football team. So give me the Seahawks on this one at home.
Yeah, I'm interested in this. I do agree with stuff you said. I think this is a sneaky game of the week potential here.
Yeah,
it should be a good game.
Yeah, agreed. So then we've got Kansas City heading to Denver.
Oh,
if we can get the spread, please. The Athletic.
A gateway time. I believe it's a 7-point spread. Just if you're struggling to reload that,
we've got a bad gateway. Yeah, so it's -7. Yeah, what you were saying.
Yeah, that's you to pick first, actually.
I'm going to take the Chiefs. Broncos are ass.
Got to be done.
Easy.
With the improved defense, the Chiefs have shown they're able to cover these big spreads quite handily. So no thought about this one at all.
It's a really interesting team building format. Keep your star quarterback and your star offensive weapon, and then just spend all the rest of the money on the defense. It's and first round picks on the defense. It's the Green Bay model, but the Chiefs seem to be doing it more successfully. So
hitting on all those first round picks. They're all seem to be coming off, which is good. Yeah,
good, very good young defense. Okay, Ravens at Cards. Have at it, boss.
Yeah. This is the Ravens blowing out the Lions last week. Another NFC opponent here. And I feel like maybe some of these NFC teams don't quite know how to play the Ravens. Things are clicking now on offense. Mark Andrews getting involved, as we've spoken about previously. Lamar playing well. I think it's just a bit too much for the Cards here. We were high on them, but they haven't covered the last 2 or 3 spreads, the Cards now. I can't back them, so I've got to take the Ravens.
Yeah, no, we did say we said last week if the Cardinals didn't start covering spreads, we were going to have to jump off the bandwagon. It really does pain me to do it because I just feel like the Ravens aren't quite as good as their record suggests. They had a fantastic performance against the Lions last week. I'd be interested to see if they carry that on and actually look that threatening every week. If they can, they're obviously going to be in the late in the playoff conversation, I suspect. So I'm going to take the Ravens. My heart breaks a little bit for my plucky Cardinals, but I'm going to take the Ravens on this one.
Yeah, the time's come. We've got to flip-flop on this until they show us they can cover these spreads.
Bengals at 49ers. -4 San Francisco in San Francisco.
You to go.
Me to go first. Oh goodness, I don't know what to make of this. Do the 49ers, even though they're not as good as people thought they were at the start of the season. You and I were both quite adamant on that.
Yeah.
But are they that bad that they lose 3 games in a row? I don't know. God, I don't know on this one. This is a horrible one. I am going to take a risk here and take the Bengals to come in and win
Ooh.
in San Francisco. Josh Burrow, Burrow just coming in and getting it done. And I think Purdy is starting to regress to the mean a little bit here. He's
Yeah.
struggling the last two games, and they've got injuries. They've got
Yeah,
injuries.
as usual.
So,
You got the injuries. I'm just going to employ the gamesmanship philosophy here and differ because it's I can't call this at all, so I'm just going to try and get one up on you here and take the Niners to cover as home favorites. Not sure about it, but it's a relatively tight spread, so I wouldn't feel too bad backing him.
that was a horrible one. I really struggled with that, as you can tell. So
Yeah, thinking out
not,
loud nicely.
yeah, I was. Yeah, that was real. That was just a internal monologue out loud. That was.
Well, you shouldn't have trouble with this one, Mike. This is about as easy a spread as there is all week.
It's you to go first, Tom. So
Yeah, well, I'm sure you're going to agree with me. Like, how are the Chargers given 8.5 points as favourites? I don't think they've won a game by 9 points in the last 2 years. This is ridiculous. I'd be very happy to say the Bears to cover this, even given the problems they've had. The Bears have definitely looked better the last few weeks. And yeah, it's just way too many points for me. There's not much more to say on that. I'm quite shocked at this one.
Yeah, Bajan operates that Bears offense, I think, more in the manner that they want it run. So it's a lot of short passes. It's a lot of hit your back 3 steps, hit your back foot and throw it. Whereas obviously Fields would rather run the ball himself or throw deep. What they were thinking, pairing all of those things together in Chicago in the first place, I don't know. They've clearly got differing philosophies in that building. So Bajan runs it better. And as you say, the Chargers don't blow anybody out. They may well. This may be the week where they do. And we can finally say, yes, the Chargers, you can back them on a big spread. But what evidence have they given us that you should back them on a big spread? None. I agree. It's a bizarre line. I think this is just one where there's a lot of money going on the Chargers because of Herbert and how bad it's like beating up on the Bears. But the last 2 games, the Bears have actually been very feisty and competitive.
Yeah, they have. Yeah.
I think they keep
home field advantage. So easy place to travel.
Oh God, there'll be so many Bears fans there.
Oh yeah, a majority. I think.
Yeah, it'll be a majority Bears crowd. Yeah. So I think just the one now. Las Vegas.
Oh, sorry, that's my door. I've got to head off.
Okay, I will finish this without you, Thomas. Tom has an urgent appointment to keep. So he'll update the spreadsheet with his pick in due course. So here we have an 8.5 point line. I'm gonna say that for this one, I'm gonna say the Raiders cover this. The Lions had a bad week last week, and they're gonna win this football game. But I just think the Raiders will keep it close and they'll be in it. So I'll take the Raiders to cover here. Tom can fill in the spreadsheet in due course, and we'll be back next week with more spreads of the week with Tom in person in London on this occasion. So speak to you all then.